Welcome everybody, it's 8:59. This is something that I'm doing for the Facebook community. I am a proud member of the Heidi High Club. If you don't remember what Heidi High was, it was a TV show back in the 80s, from 1980 to 1988. And during lockdown I was doing a Heidi High quiz on the Facebook page. I got invited by Kevin Durham last year, November time now, to do the quiz with the stars of Heidi High. Now, this is a podcast / watch along of the series, so if you've got DVDs, then fine, you can watch along whatever you want to. Like, share, and also do that bit. You are listening to the Richard Darby Internet Radio. This is what I sound like, people. This is my own radio station. I'm doing this live, and I'll probably do it every night live for the next few weeks, because we're all in lockdown until March now, aren't we? So, nothing else to do. So that is, you can find it at therichddarby.co.uk, or I will put the P on and share it on Facebook. So, without further ado, let's get started with the podcast, shall we?
Heidi High!
Howdy ho! Well, if you're feeling lonely, get me in a stew. Spend your ear, come over here, and man, here's what you do. If you got the blues, I got some news. Join in the party, blue sweatsuit, for the holiday rock. For the holiday rock. Heidi, 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 holy, holy, holy. Go, 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 do the holiday rock. Summertime come, rock, such a ball. Yeah, on the train, when I want you, and I'll do the holiday rock. I'll do the holiday rock. Heidi, 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 holy, holy, holy. Go, 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 do the holiday rock. That Heidi, 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 holy, holy, holy. Go, 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 do the holiday rock. Got a chick, know the trick. There is the way you can take your pick and do the holiday rock. Do the holiday rock. Heidi, 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 holy, holy, holy. Go, 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 do the holiday rock. You got the blue, I got the new. Join in the morning, you blue face, do the holiday rock. Do the holiday rock. Heidi, 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 holy, holy, holy. Go, 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 do the holiday rock. I said Heidi, Heidi, holy, holy. Said Heidi, Heidi, holy, holy.
One, two. Cheers, Paul Shane. Thank you very much for that one. I don't own the rights to the music, so if I get off, it's off. Anyway, if you got it ready on either YouTube or DVD or whatever facility, like you were watching Heidi High from, I'm pressing play right now, so here we go. I'll turn it down on the TV. I'm getting some microphone issues, so if you hear some silence in between now and then, it is alright. So as we all know, this is the very first episode of Heidi High from Series 1. There we go. We all know who stars in it. Jeffrey Holland, Paul Shane, Simon Cadell. It's called A Desire in the Mickey Mouse Grotto. So what I'm going to be doing, watching along, commenting. You know how a watch along goes, because all it's been doing this week where I live has been absolutely snowing. So here we go. Gladys has just come into Radio Maplin's. Sylvia's there. And also, if you are listening, let us know if you like the format of it and what you would like from future podcasts. Can we get some stars involved in a series watch-alongs? Maybe, maybe not. There's Radio Maplin's. Back in them days, in the 50s, I wonder what radio stations were actually like. There we go. Fred Quilly and Old Man Partridge. One thing I would like to know about Heidi High, and we will never ever know, is in the end credits when Felix Bonus is always talking to the camera, but you never know what he's saying. Has anyone ever wondered what he's been saying during his old talking to the camera at the end of the show? There's Barry and Yvonne. Now, what do people think about Barry? Do you think Barry was a secret gay in the closet sort of thing? Because that's what they were saying, that he was supposed to be, on Wikipedia at least. There's Spike and Ted. Today's costume is Spike is a baby. And there is Jeffrey Fairbrother. See, with people shaving nowadays, I have an electric shaver because I hate using normal shavings. And there's something that a lot of people don't know, is that I used to work as a holiday park entertainer, and the chalets that they have in Heidi High are about the same size that I had in my first park, which was in Great Yarmouth. Great place in Hemsby. That was a good place. Then I went to Treco Bay and Porthcawl in Wales for a few years. Then I did Whiteacres in Newquay for 1 year before I went to Pontins. I wasn't a red coat or blue coat at Pontins. I was bar staff and shop staff. But here we go anyway. So do let us know what you want in future podcasts in the comments on the Facebook group page. I'm broadcasting live to the world 6 minutes past 9 on the 8th of January. Spike is leaving his chalet, or as I used to call them, shed. So that's what they were, sheds really. Just to remind people in the Facebook group who are listening, the quiz will be back on Monday night between 6 and 9. Here we go. Ted's about to break the tannoy, and Jeffrey Fairbrother's right there with him telling him off. There's Peggy. First time we see Peggy and Heidi High. Bringing Ted's breakfast. Oh no, it's not this one. I'm rewatching them as well because I want to make the quiz a bit more interesting next week. So yeah, if we do have any sound issues today, I apologise. I will be testing them out, seeing how it comes out. But anyway, Peggy Olwenshaw. If you saw the Kevin Durham Heidi High reunion that he did on his YouTube page, which was on Kevin Durham's page still, if anyone noticed, she had yellow doors in her house and she had a yellow notice board, so she always wanted to be a yellow coat. That's what I noticed from Sue Pollard's home. Interesting fact, Sue Pollard and Gladys Pugh, Ruth Maddock, both were in an episode of Doctors recently, with, well, a couple of years ago, with Paul Chuckle, and they were both fighting over the same man. Here we go, becomes the first ever staff meeting. Jeffrey Fairbrother receives his daily letter from Joe Maplin. Have any of you seen those stage shows done by amateur dramatics production companies on YouTube? Some are right. There's the Elvis impersonator. He was only in there for one episode. This was it. And after he left, I think they got away. I think they cleared his chair out as well. I don't think we ever saw that chair again. Don't forget, I will be doing some other TV shows as well. From the 80s and 90s between now and end of lockdown. Something to do with lockdown, isn't it? This episode's only about 29 minutes, so... Let me know if you want. Let me know if you want music in the background or not. Because it's a watch along. Because if I do a live watch along, I will obviously have to pause everything and things. This first episode is mainly about that Elvis impersonator. He looks so much like Mark Ronson. I'm thinking of doing stuff like the Flintstones episode reviews and watch-alongs, Only Fools and Horses. She was posh, wasn't she, Yvonne? Yeah, I should really have the subtitles on here, should I? Right, here we go, subtitles. Here comes Freddie, starting her first singing and dancing. Which is actually quite a rather long scene. There's the old dartboard in the background. I swear that dartboard gets moved around a lot in that set. And then Mr. Partridge just calling Geoffrey Fairbrother a Burke. So yeah, you are listening to the Richard Darby Internet Radio with me, Richard Darby. I've decided to broadcast this live on air because it's easier to do so than recording and then putting it online. So, oh, here we go. It's first bingo. Ted's been rumbled for his bingo fiddles. We had a guy once on a holiday park. He stayed with me in the caravan, and one night he got arrested, and people told me that he used my bank card to try and get money out. But he was a weird guy. He went by the name of TJ, but that wasn't his real name. So Never seen him again. So some of the stories that Jim Perry and David Croft experienced when one of them was a yellow coat or red coat, some of the stories they probably left out of the show because they were too ridiculous. We also had another night where someone else stole something from another member, and it was between me and somebody else, and it wasn't me. I didn't have a clue what was going on. It's only because we had the same day off with people and we mixed with the same people. Ah well, those were the days. Gladys is in Jeffrey Fairbrother's office now, talking about filth and the staff and the rules about sleeping with guests. Now the rules at our holiday park, I don't know. Most of them said you couldn't sleep with guests or vice versa. My first holiday park did. And that was weird, because the person who I fell in love with in that first season I had, I was told all year long that you can't see this person, you can't go out with this person. But when they found out that there was something going on between us, they were okay, and she wasn't even staff. She was one of the nurses for the holiday makers. It was weird. It was weird. Here we go. Peggy's in with the girls. Girls are ironing their uniforms. When I worked on holiday parks, the one in Pontins and Bryn Sands, it's infamous for how dirty it is and how much run down the place is and of how everybody complains. And the chalet maids, as far as I remember, are mainly all foreign, like Poland, Germany. Mind you, I'll never work in a holiday park again, ever. They're all talking about who were sleeping with who. Barry and Yvonne getting changed. There's ex-EastEnder, well no, she's back in EastEnders now. Gillian Taylorforth, Kathy Beale. This was obviously before she was in EastEnders. This EastEnders started in '85, I think. Let us know your thoughts about Desire in the Mickey Mouse Grotto episode on Facebook or Twitter. Find me on Twitter at I am Richard Darby. If you want to listen to stations again, richarddarby.co.uk. Here we go, they're all getting ready for the night shift now. Night shift at my first holiday park was bingo first. And I've got a story one night, actually there's two stories about famous people now. During one night of bingo, we were all in suits and ties for the evening wear. And a bingo machine broke down, so I had to be escorted from one site in Hemsby to over the road, and with security to carry bingo machines over. And they said, "Oh, you know who that is, don't you?" The entertainment manager of one of the parks in Hemsby said, "That's Bradley Walsh, that is." And Bradley Walsh was incognito. If he had told me that it wasn't Bradley Walsh, I would have noticed him. He was full on beard and moustache, so no one would recognise him. We're in the ballroom now, and the bar staff, which Ted hated this, didn't he, walks across the dance floor with the drinks. Now, we were always told at Pontin's bar staff, if there's anything on the floor, you do not go on the dance floor, you go rounds with the table to the tables, so it was quite easy. The best ones were when you had a darts tournament there. Man, the darts drinkers, they were drinkers. Jeffrey Fairbrother is mingling with the customers or guests. Worst thing I ever had to do at my first holiday park was outdoor bowling, not 10-pin bowling, old people bowling. Now, I was out there for hours. There's Peggy sitting in the front row. That wouldn't be allowed nowadays at holiday parks for staff to sit in the front row, I tell you that. There's Nicky Howard. The longest legs in 80s comedy. There's the one-time Elvis impersonator. That was interesting on Kevin Durham's quiz that I did for the Highly High cast. That when he said who was the Elvis impersonator, and Wikipedia said it was Marty Storm, but I think he was somebody else. There we go, here comes Ted. Oh no, it just said Marty Storm there. Talking of storms, a snowstorm this morning when I woke up. See, Friday, where I live in Dudley, is bin day. If you don't take the bins out, on our road, if you wake up late after the bin men have been, your bins are halfway down the road. So I wake up now at 7 o'clock on a Friday just to put the bins in. My God, it was cold this morning. Snow was coming in. Everything. Here we go. Mr. Partridge and Fred Crilly at the bar. Now, this is something from nowadays that wouldn't be allowed in a holiday park. Staff members drinking in front of the guests when they're working in uniform. When you're not in uniform, you can. Treasure Bay was great at being when an evening was over and all the staff got together at the back, started drinking. Best place. Anyway, Spikey's wearing a different outfit now, talking to us, Ted and Gillian Tailforth. She seems so young in this one. Only 9 more minutes left of a watch-along. They're arranging to meet behind the Mickey Mouse grotto. There we go. They're the parents. There's the bar staff across the floor again. Spike comes on stage as a chicken, trying to lay an egg. And he's laid an egg. Big egg for Spike. We had a band like Heidi High did it in Treacle Bay and in Great Yarmouth. All the yellow coats have lined up on stage to pick out their partner for the evening. The first person has got his arm in a bandage to start dancing with, I don't know. So yeah, I'm currently broadcasting live on Richard Derby Internet Radio, my radio station. This is what I do during the week, so if people are listening to the station when where's the music, I'm doing a Heidi High Watchalong podcast, and I'm going to put it on the Heidi High groups on Facebook, and I will do other TV series as well, because we're all locked down now until March, aren't we? So there's nothing else to do. Here we go, Fred Quilly's just pulled an old bird. And Gillian Tailforth, she's up. Who she picked? Who did she have again? Jeffrey Fairbrother, wasn't it? Yep, Jeffrey Fairbrother. The closest thing we ever used to do like this was at Treacle Bay for like a kids club, evening games. I remember me and Funky Phil, who used to be pretty much awful at party dances, and when we were on the stage doing it in front of everyone, one of us would always mess up at some point during the party dances. But the best time to do party dances was on a Friday, Saturday. I used to finish at 12, but the place didn't show closed till 1. So if you were buzzing, if you had a good night, and the girls were on stage doing the party dances, I'd just go up there. Just balloons would be flying, streamers would be going. It was like a party. But anyway, they're all dancing now on the dance floor. Gladys is looking at Jeffrey and Gillian Tailforth. And Gillian and Jeffrey have gone off somewhere. The parents are following. This is where they find out what's going on, or do they? Gladys is now taking Spike to follow. It wonders, because on this place, if this camp was real, which obviously it was, then why all the theme nights they had, the foreigners must have had so many, not foreigners, the customers must have had so many chances to get costumes for fancy theme parties. Jeffrey's just been caught with Gillian Tailforth by his dad, and here we go. The dad and Jeffrey are having words. Gladys and Spike have come in. They're having words now, here we go. Spike's going one way and the others are going one way. In the office, having a word. I will do episode 2 tomorrow and I'll try and do it daily. But during the lockdown, everybody's mental health is being tested. This week I had my phone die on me, and I thought I could be able to pay for another one for a while, but it's all sorted out now. There we go. Ted's just drank another pint at the bar with Spike. To be fair to Paul Shane, before he died he had lost a heck of a lot of weight. There we go. They're in the office again. The parents walking out, closing the door, storming off. Here we go. Gladys and Jeffrey are arguing. Spike and Ted have come up. The dad's just stuck his fingers up at Spike. See, you can't do that in comedy now, can you? It's like Compo from Last of the Summer Wine. He'd always used to stick his fingers up at people. You can't do that now with modern day comedy, can you? Because it's too offensive. Anyway, nearly the end of the episode. There will be plenty more Hi-de-Hi every day between now and the end of March. I remember watching this on BBC One when I was a kid. I was born in 1980, so I remember pretty much the last few series of it. But I've seen every episode since then. I just remember how funny this was. And there we go. That is it. That is the first episode of Hi-de-Hi, Desire at the Mickey Mouse Grotto. Tomorrow it will be the Beauty Queen affair. All that is left for me to say is take it away, Paul.
Hi-de-Hi!
Well, if you're feeling lonely, get me in a stew. Spend your income over here and man, hit what you do. You got the blues, I got some new. Going in a party, blue sweatsuit. Do the holiday rock. I'll do the holiday rock. Hi-de-hi-hi, holy, ho, 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 do the holiday rock. Summertime come, rock, such a ball.